It is written in Acts 17 verse 11 that the Berean Jews were of more noble character than those in Thessalonica, for they received the message with great eagerness and examined the scriptures every day to see if what Paul said was true. So let's begin this video by examining what Paul said about his conversion from being a persecutor of the early Christians to becoming a follower of Jesus, in Acts 22 verses 6 to 9. Now it happened, as I journeyed and came near Damascus at about noon, suddenly a great light from heaven shone around me. And I fell to the ground and heard a voice saying to me, Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me? So I answered, Who are you, Lord? And he said to me, I am Jesus of Nazareth, whom you are persecuting. And those who were with me indeed saw the light and were afraid, but they did not hear the voice of him who spoke to me. However, Acts chapter 9 verse 7 states that the men who journeyed with him stood speechless, hearing a voice but seeing no one. Someone may try to dismiss these contradictions by saying that what Paul's companions saw was the light, but they did not see Jesus, and that what they heard was the voice of Paul, but they did not hear the voice of Jesus. The next three contradictions come from the same story, which is about the death of Judas. Matthew 27 verses 5 to 8. So Judas threw the money into the temple and left. Then he went away and hanged himself. The chief priests picked up the coins and said, It is against the law to put this into the treasury, since it is blood money. So they decided to use the money to buy the potter's field as a burial place for foreigners. That is why it has been called the field of blood to this day. Nonetheless, this is what is written in Acts 1 verses 18 to 19. With the payment he received for his wickedness, Judas bought a field, there he fell headlong, his body burst open and all his intestines spilled out. Everyone in Jerusalem heard about this, so they called that field in their language Akeldama, that is, field of blood. Matthew tells us that Judas hanged himself. But Luke, the presumed writer of Acts, says that he fell headlong, his body burst open and all his intestines spilled out. Well, I will not be surprised if some viewers will try to reconcile the two statements by claiming that maybe Judas really hanged himself, but then the rope broke and he fell, causing his body to be ruptured. But how about this one? Matthew wrote that the chief priests were the ones who purchased the potter's field using the bribe money, but in the book of Acts, it was Judas who bought the field. Those who know about the law of agency may simply reason out, the priests purchased the field on behalf of the traitor, acting as agent of the principal Judas. Matthew also claims that the field has been called the field of blood because the silver coins used to purchase it was considered blood money. Luke, however, implies that it was due to the bloody death of Judas. I can hear an ardent defender of the Christian faith protest, You are misinterpreting Luke. The reason for the name, field of blood, is in the first part of Acts 1 verse 18, which is that the money used was the payment Judas had received for his wickedness, which means blood money, as stated in Matthew 27 verse 6. The story of Jairus and her daughter was told by both Matthew and Mark. Matthew 9 verse 18. While he spoke these things to them, behold, a ruler came and worshipped him, saying, My daughter has just died, but come and lay your hand on her and she will live. Mark 5 verses 22 to 23. And behold, one of the rulers of the synagogue came, Jairus by name. And when he saw him, he fell at his feet and begged him earnestly, saying, My little daughter lies at the point of death. Come and lay your hands on her, that she may be healed, and she will live. Obviously, the phrase, has just died, means that the child was already dead, while lies at the point of death means that the child was still alive although already close to death. Matthew, Luke and Mark told of the instructions of Jesus to his 12 apostles when he commissioned them to proclaim the message of the kingdom. Let's begin with verse 5 of Matthew chapter 10. These 12 Jesus sent out with the following instructions: Do not go among the Gentiles or enter any town of the Samaritans. Go rather to the lost sheep of Israel. As you go, proclaim this message: the kingdom of heaven has come near. Heal the sick, raise the dead, cleanse those who have leprosy, drive out demons. Freely you have received, freely give. Do not get any gold or silver or copper to take with you in your belts, no bag for the journey or extra shirt or sandals or a staff, for the worker is worth his keep. Luke 9 verses 1-3. When Jesus had called the 12 together, he gave them power and authority to drive out all demons and to cure diseases, and he sent them out to proclaim the kingdom of God and to heal the sick. He told them, Take nothing for the journey, no staff, no bag, no bread, no money, no extra shirt. Mark 6 verses 6-8. He was amazed at their lack of faith. Then Jesus went around teaching from village to village. Calling the 12 to him, he began to send them out 2 by 2 and gave them authority over impure spirits. These were his instructions: Take nothing for the journey except a staff, no bread, no bag, no money in your belts. Matthew and Luke agree that Jesus instructed his disciples to bring nothing, including a staff, but according to Mark, they were told not to take anything with them, except a staff. To claim that these accounts of sending out his followers were not one and the same occasion, hence, the seeming contradiction, is quite unreasonable. Because the 3 gospel writers all pointed out that the occasion was when Jesus gave his apostles the authority over evil spirits. It's illogical to think that he needed to give them that authority on more than one occasion.